Yes. Episode 2. Welcome to Dopamine and Bad Decisions. Today's podcast episode is going to be about the Yes Man experiment. That's cool, isn't it? Yes Man experiment. We said yes to this podcast. We said yes to our great background here. Background setup. We all said yes to that, right?
Yeah.
We said
Got
yes.
some new decorations back here. See my marbles and stuff.
Yeah, I like your marbles. I don't smell that stink. I can't wait to hear about it.
I'm excited.
I don't smell that stink bug anymore.
No, he's gone, I think. You just smell your hands.
Yeah.
No, thanks. I don't know where they've been.
No.
Yes.
So today we got some notes. Everybody, we wrote out an outline.
Organized, professional.
We're looking pretty damn good. You are sitting on a couple of totes over back.
They can't
here.
see that. They don't even know that.
Yeah. And we're gonna get a stool eventually. We're working on that.
I got one. I got you.
So the Yes Man. What are we talking about? What are you talking about when you say
Yes Man?
The Yes
You
Man.
think about it real deep. Back in 2008, you remember the Jim Carrey movie Yes Man?
Yes, I'm already quoting it in my head.
Okay.
Right when you said the Yes Man,
What pops in your brain?
pops in my brain is the
Come on,
episode.
you gotta own it. Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever had Red Bull before?
Yeah. Tell me about it.
No,
Yeah.
no,
How's it go?
no.
Give it to me.
So the girl
Give it to
who
me.
says back in character, doesn't Red Bull give you make you crash? No, I don't think so. No, no.
I remember that part.
I know what you need to do. How about you get a Red Bull and I'll get a Red Bull? We'll get a Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean, you
Rebel.
put that role real
Rebel.
well. I remember you being like that.
Network.
That's what this guy's the work
That's-
with. He doesn't even need a Red Bull. but
That's
yeah,
the
he
Red
knows
Bull episode.
I did.
I got a new necklace that goes in the dark. You want to see?
that. Are you ready now?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I just think it's funny how the media that we watch. So that's a big topic right now.
Yes.
My kids,
Huge
everybody else's, I'm sure, even my wife, Facebook. All these inputs that we got give us our perspective, I think, more than what we realize sometimes. So this is an example. Back in the old days, we didn't have that phone on our hands necessarily to the extent we do now. But the stuff we watch can still have an impact on our lives. This one just happened to be a good one. That's what we're about, positive items. Right? So the Yes Man was a positive. But it was about Jim Carrey in a movie, right? The dude was coasting through his life, doing the same boring, monotonous things each day, to the point he didn't look forward to his life. He worked at a bank, didn't enjoy it, and what he realized as the movie progressed was it was because he said no to a lot of things.
Okay.
Like, he didn't enjoy his life because he made it that way. Any opportunities he had, no, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to go home, I'm going to go to bed, and do it again tomorrow. So you kind of get in that rut. I don't know if you or our viewers feel that way. You do the same thing each day to the point you really don't enjoy waking up. Anyway, it's just
Right.
Maybe you look forward to a vacation, but overall,
Right.
you end up withdrawing and not putting yourself out there to enjoy the things that you can't enjoy right now, like this podcast.
Exactly. So why do you think that saying no felt safe? And
There's no risk, but also
Exactly.
no
There's no
reward,
risk.
right?
There's no
So
dopamine to that.
by saying no to everything, he knew what to expect. He knew what going to work was. He knew what coming home was. He knew what going to bed was, and then he's going to do it the next day. That was safe and comfortable, but also not fulfilling, probably. That's how I felt.
I probably would agree with that.
So that's why it keeps you safe. You say no to everything that's in front of you to the point that you end up not enjoying your life and realizing it's because you're not putting yourself out there. Remember it back in 2020.
Oh,
yeah. COVID 2020 era.
Yeah.
No one was a lot of mental health issues, right? In their house, they had to wear these masks. You couldn't see facial expressions. You couldn't interact. I remember being in airports and nobody there. Everything was shut down. That can get monotonous, especially in the position that I held at work. It was non-critical position, just support function. When COVID hit, we had fires all over the U.S. Being ready teams to go help because they were struggling with staffing generally. Like, I just got in that not enjoying life scenario, and I felt like something needed to change. And I had watched this movie within a short amount of time before that, and I had the opportunity to go to Arizona. They asked if I wanted to travel there for 3 weeks, and I wanted to say no. Everything in me was like, no, why would I want to go there and be away from my 5 kids and wife? And you know the blowback, right? You leave
Right.
for 3 weeks on a vacation.
Yeah.
You're busting your butt, but they don't know that. They just know you're in Arizona.
You're not at the house.
And not taking care of these kids. You don't have to do none of that. And so I had a valid argument to stay home, a reason to say no, but I watched that movie. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say yes.
I'm gonna have to say yes,
Right? And see what happens. Over the course of the next year, I was on the road for approximately 9 of those months.
Holy
It was
9 months you were on the road.
3 weeks at a time. You come home for maybe a week, and then you leave for 3 more weeks. That's how it was for a year.
Did you come home and you didn't work, or were you back in here?
I was safety.
Okay.
So you would tidy up some reports or do some monthly reporting type deal. I was working from home remotely during that whole time. But it was a break because I was gone for 3 weeks. So I'd have a flex day, tidy up some things, and get ready to go on my next trip, basically. So there was a transition. It wasn't quite reporting to work and that stuff. But
Okay.
that's what it looked like. Yeah.
All right.
So we're talking
That's
like
crazy.
14 states.
Shoot.
From Arizona down to Atlanta to New Hampshire and down to Texas. And everywhere in between is where I
Go to
was.
Florida?
No. New Hampshire,
We went on already.
Arizona, Indianapolis, Ohio, Texas, Louisiana during the hurricane aftermath. Just all over that year. But I was gone a lot from home. My wife didn't appreciate that necessarily. But it was out of my comfort zone. And it was because of this movie. And I was anxiously awaiting, okay, I did something different. Now, exciting things are going to happen. That's my thought. I did what the movie said.
Right. You said
Didn't
yes.
know what to expect, but I thought good things could happen, right?
You said yes.
I said yes. I was a yes man.
So, was there anything that came out of you saying yes? Was there any? Wow, this is different than me if I said no.
I experienced things every time I went on a trip. There's 2, I think, that will probably ended up being like a life-changing dopamine moment, a big burst of dopamine, what you thought you should do, and something positive happened. So I think we'll talk about those. But yeah, it put me out there. I experienced a lot of things I never would have experienced, life-changing for me and other people involved. And I think it's worth talking because a simple input, watching a silly movie that made us both probably laugh our butts off.
Oh, I laughed so hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of good moments in that movie.
I just love Jim Carrey. He's just like, all right.
He's a character.
And I love he's animated, which I'm animated a lot. Like I animate. The way he acts, the way he brings you into the movie, like
He owns the role.
right, yeah,
Like,
so well.
he just puts himself out there. It's kind of
And then yeah, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Fade.
and this movie is inspirational
The Grinch.
because of the way he owned that role. It inspired me to do something similar and see if something similar happened because I was in a rut like he was.
Liar.
So let's try it out and see how it goes. Aren't you curious to hear?
Yeah. What kind of situations came out of you saying yes? What was something that you're like, yeah, I'm glad I did this and I said yes. Did you drink a Red Bull?
I guess we could start with the first scenario, the
Right.
Arizona scenario, right?
Yeah, shoot. Let's start with the first Arizona.
You ever been to Arizona?
I have not.
It's
Never been
about 800 degrees in Arizona, and I hate hot weather. I hate it. I just feel like if it's that hot, you should just be naked all the time.
I'm cool. You're not everybody will not want to see me.
I know they would be there, but we get down there, and their center is a disaster. Someone had passed away because of complications from COVID. 60% of the workforce was gone, so they were backed up about a month's worth of work, and it was just a nightmare. But that one kind of taught me what my limitations were, and I had to fully engage in the process there to overcome that scenario. Things I didn't think I could do, I ended up doing, and it allowed me to see how if I'm focused and see obstacles in my way that I don't think I can overcome, if I really engage with that, with everything that's in me, I can overcome some of those. So that was my first life lesson, is a place I didn't want to go and the task I didn't think I could overcome, that with the help of some others there, I had some people traveling with me to assist, and we were a pretty tight team, but by working together and staying focused, I overcame them. So I thought that was a pretty cool beginning, something I wouldn't have been involved in if I wouldn't have said yes. I wasn't a yes man. And it gave me that dopamine hit where, hey, I overcame something that I didn't think I could overcome. And it was a good experience. But that just kind of got me going.
Okay.
Consistently throughout the next 9 months, they ask as soon as I get back, hey, you want to go to wherever next? And the next one's Atlanta. So I'm like, sure. So I fly home, and I ended up saying yes to that one too, of course. That was the theme for the next year. I said yes. And the Atlanta one was where a life-changing event happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious about your life, your changing thing here.
It's quite a story. I'm going to give you some background, okay?
Okay. I'm ready for this back.
So again, COVID time. At the beginning, everybody's scared to death that everybody's going to die. Everything shut down, restaurants and so on. So I go to Atlanta as soon as I get back. I paused for 3 days. I flew out the next Monday. Arrived in the south of Atlanta, the suburbs.
Suburbians.
The Constantine. So if you drove around there, things you might see.
I've only driven through Atlanta to go to Florida, so I haven't really been.
That's
My
a
wife's
perfect way to
been.
handle Atlanta. Just drive through it and get to the next place.
Yeah.
My wife's been there for a couple of shows. I grew up in South.
Okay. You did.
I know exactly where South is at.
There were some rough areas.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Mike, when we were young, you go to Atlanta, it gave me a new perspective on, wow, yeah, this is what that is, not
Right.
South Bend. Like, it was wild, wild west, and I was in awe. I'd never seen anything like that. But I was immersed, like I was the yes man, right? So I'm like, what's this one gonna hold? So I wasn't intimidated by any of it. It was just brand, and I was naive. I was very naive, and it was fun. I had a good time. It changed my perspective, right?
Right.
And they were long days. I get home at 10:45 back to our hotel. Again, COVID time. No hotel workers. No sheets, because they didn't have anybody to do sheets. Just the bare bones. No TV. There was no comfort, basically. None of the restaurants were open. So one evening I came home, 10:45, came to the hotel, and I hate hotel rooms. You know, when you're young, oh, it'd be fun living in a hotel, traveling. It sucks. You don't come home to lasagna. You're in a hotel, and it sucks. So we get back there. I'm in the common area. I had gotten my corn dog from a gas station because that was the only place to get food. I'm eating it in the common area of the hotel, and a lady came running in from looking, screaming, I think my husband's dead. I'm eating with another fellow from work, and we listen. She's running down the hallways yelling and sees us there. She came up to us because we were the only ones out there and says, I don't have a cell phone. My husband's dead in the car. I need your help. I looked at the other dude and I was like, hey, should we help her? I'm like, yeah, but what if her husband's dead in the car and we just start sitting here eating corn dogs? What would you have done? What would you have done?
I probably would have just got up and just went, because that stuff don't bite.
Here's what
It
it is.
doesn't intimidate.
I'm going to get up.
You're
and
there
I'm
for
gonna
the
do-
experience.
Exactly, yes, man.
That's what I did. I stood up. I'm like,
That-
look, bro, if I'm not back in like 5 minutes, just call 911 because maybe I got around, but I'm going out there just in case. So I'm walking briskly with this lady out to her car, and sure enough, again, COVID time, you're not supposed to touch anybody, right? They might have COVID cooties and you might die.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that either, just kind of reacted. I had taken CPR. He wasn't breathing. His face was purple. He was belted in his car. And I got on my phone with 911 and was able to get him out of the car, clear his airway, hit his chest a few times to clear it, and cleared the airway. And at that time, the paramedics showed up, but he did have a pulse when they arrived because of that, when he didn't before. So the line,
Because you said yes.
because I said yes, like legit. That dude would have been dead
Because you didn't say yes.
if I didn't say yes. And so that was my second outing, right? The first one I overcame something. The second one I saved a dude's life. Riding high after that. That's a dopamine hit. It's addicting after that.
You're like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I punched him in the chest.
And I ended up, so if you look up here, the Liberty Mutual Lifesaver Award, that's how I got that thing. They found out about it, validated that sure enough, that's what happened. I was pretty proud of that award. That's like one of my most prized possessions, I think.
Yeah.
And nobody even knows about it until now.
I love that. That was a great yes and dopamine like
It
story.
was. Like, and it was kind of all driven by a social media, and it was something I watched, and it affected saved the guy's life. Like,
Yeah,
it
was a
was
movie.
enough that
Yeah.
it changed my behavior. It put me in the right position to help someone through a rough time. Crazy,
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing that
It is.
with just a simple yes or a simple no, there was a life changed because you decided you wanted to say yes.
I will never forget it.
I saved someone's life before one time.
Well, let's hear about that. But it wasn't.
It was in high school. One of my buddies was choking on a grape, and I kind of did
There was a shoot out of his mouth.
So I kind of did going back to Jim Carrey. So I got down and I spit my food out. This would be a lot easier if you just laid back and relax. I was like, I know, trying to give him. And he's all like, so I started going,
die.
in with the padding, out with the padding, in with the padding, out with the padding. And it came out. So Jim Carrey, you also saved another life. You know, because I watched Dumb and Dumber, and that's when, you know, they put the hot pepper in the guy's sandwich,
That's right.
you know,
Yeah.
and he's all like,
Yeah.
he's like, spits his food out. Then he goes to try and get in his mouth, like,
Yeah.
this would be a lot easier if you just lay back and relax.
In the movie, he died.
He did, because they gave him the rat poison.
Yeah.
They tried. Pills are good. Pills are good.
He
Like me here.
if him ever got sick and needed a replacement, they could just call you.
Yeah, they could.
He
Yeah.
signed right in.
You know, not as quite as good looking as
Just
you.
as animated.
So
Anyway, there's
that's
one
what
more-
mine.
there's
so
one
I
more
was like,
story that I'm gonna give
But
you.
I like yours with the yes. Mine was more from goofing off.
But he lived.
He lived.
So
You know what?
positive to that.
It was. I don't know how well he was really choking. It was more of that I had a chance to do the Jim
Hug
Carrey.
somebody.
You do the Jim Carrey
Oh, okay.
impression. You know,
And it all worked out.
it all worked out.
So there was one more story, right? So I got addicted to that after those two. The one that stands out, I guess, 2 or 3 times later. It was way up in, I think, New Hampshire is where I was at. And, you know, I'm a veteran at this point. This is my 4th or 5th outing. And I showed up early to get the layout and see who was there and what was going on. I was the first one there. The union steward was there. And the supervisor was there. And the manager. And he was doing some of his early morning activities to help with the worker. And the supervisor was blowing him off. So this union steward guy, he was giving him some what for in the morning, and I enjoyed every minute of it, right? Seeing a soup get some ribbon from a steward. That's always fun to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it because the steward's just destroying it. He was right. He was trying to do good things, and this guy was blowing him off. So I kind of took a liking to the guy, even though he was mouthy. I like this dude. First day there, I trained a new person that day because they were short on staffing. And I get back that evening. I didn't want to go to the hotel. I was going to be there for 3 weeks, and I did not want to be there. And the people that traveled with me this time weren't fun people. I'm driving home. I'm like, I don't want to go back. I called the manager at the building. I say, hey, that dude who was in there as a steward this morning. You give me his phone number? She's like, yeah, sure. Gave me his cell. I called him. He called me Indiana because that's all. He knew I was from Indiana. What are you doing? Kind of giving me the drama. Hey, this is Indiana. And he's like, oh, yeah, from this morning. I'm like, yeah. I might ask you something. It's going to be out of the blue, but are you okay if I ask you a question? He goes, yeah, go ahead. I said, well, I'm here for 3 weeks, and I enjoyed your banter with that soup this morning. You kind of deserved it. And I like you, and I hate staying in a hotel. So how's about if I pick up some steaks with my allowance money? We go over to your house, and I stay there for the next 3 weeks. And we just kind of hang out. And the phone went silent for like 30 seconds. It felt like 2 years. But I didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. And he finally goes, all right. So I said, are you sure? yeah, cool. So I threw all my crap in my car, found out what his address was, drove over there, picked up some food, we grilled out, and I get over there. His wife had just left him right before I called him. Just walked out the door. And he's in some rough shape. What he was going through, or what he was feeling, or what he was
For sure.
intaking at the time.
A lot of positive
A
things.
lot of it spirits.
I'm nifty over here.
And it was like, to me, perfect timing because the situation could have gotten out of hand quickly for him.
Right.
He had a lot of guns, he had a lot of spirits, and he was not in a good place mentally. So I was able to be there and kind of help him through that time in his life for the next 3 weeks. And we became very good friends for several years, even after I returned back home. He always was appreciative for being there, for calling somebody I didn't know and asking if I could stay at his house for 3 weeks. And just like, would you have done that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
I feel like you're the wrong guy to ask, but other
You're
people out
totally
there,
the wrong guy.
and you're like, what do you mean you called this weird stranger? And I didn't even know his name. He was the steward. I appreciated his.
Yeah.
We're on the same vibe here. If I'm a yes man, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna see if he'll let me stay there and see what happens. So another experience where I'm not gonna say life was safe, but it helped him through a very bad time for him, and it was unexpected. It was kind of like maybe an answer to a prayer, but I wouldn't have been in that scenario if I wouldn't have said yes originally. Like, I think of all the things and experiences that I got to experience, changed my life, changed their lives. But it's because I said yes. I put myself out there, and I took advantage of the opportunities that were in front of me currently. I could have very easily stayed at home and said, no, I'm going to stay with my kids.
Right.
That's
So the point for this, the yes to the uncomfortable social situation provided the dopamine hit, right? It's the yes for the uncomfortable. For us, it's not really for my wife, she's not,
intimidated by social.
she's not a people person.
I don't know if I am either, really. It just, I'm me. I'm not concerned about what other people think.
Me,
Me.
on the other hand, I'm like, where's the party? I'm there.
We try.
What time? You're kicking me out? Why?
It's 4:00 in the morning. Okay, I get it. All right.
That's me.
Bless my wife's heart.
Very patient woman.
Very patient. We're opposite. We're totally opposite. And she's less people, the better. But for me, yes, for the dopamine, that's me. That gets my dopamine. Like, I am there. I will be there. Yeah, cool. You invited me over to your house. I'll stay here. Aren't you supposed to leave last week? Oh, you're right. Yeah, I mean, how was that a dopamine hit for you? Or was that more like just, it was more of a human value?
I realized that the rut I was in was caused by me doing the same things each day and by the decisions I was making. So I thought maybe
Continue
that
to
movie-
talk. I'm gonna grab something.
maybe that movie kind of inspired me to enjoy life a little bit more, put myself out there in a situation I wouldn't have. And then because I did that, I found, I went to these places expecting something exciting to happen, as opposed to, I gotta go here and it's 3,000 degrees in Arizona and I am not gonna enjoy this. I was looking for something different, and each situation provided that because I guess maybe I was looking for it or it was open to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we approach our days like that, some of these monotonous cycles, we're doing the same thing each day, we're unfulfilled, we're not content. I think if we learn to surround ourselves with influences, they inspire us.
Right.
It inspires us to put ourselves out there more than we are currently, and we're open to positive things that happen. It made a huge difference in my life.
Okay.
With it.
But isn't that just a recipe for a burnout?
Yeah, I got tired after that 9 months of being gone. I did want to be home.
Weren't you burned out after 3 months of not being home?
Our personalities are addictive. So that dopamine hit that I would get from each one of those, like I wanted to go see what the next one was. So yeah, you might think by going all these places and doing all these things that are extraordinary circumstance that you would get burned out. But
Yeah.
I think it brought my energy level up so high, burnout wasn't a thing. Now, my wife was probably stuck there. She couldn't just go do it because I wasn't there. But no, I didn't get burnt out because I feel like my mindset was totally different.
So it wasn't a burnout, or were you trying to fill like a void, or you're trying to fill something that you're like, I need? Because a lot of times with people like us, like dopamine, we have to fill that void if our dopamine goes away. Like, we have to fill it.
There has to be that thing.
There's a thing where we get to, we're just like, I am so bored.
If you bring it back to the movie,
I am so bored.
at the end of the movie, a lot of these circumstances came together where they all worked out to this one conclusion, if that makes sense. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Watch the movie.
So I guess the afterthought of all of these things that we're talking about now is I was in that mode of saying yes to everything for that year. I was gone for most of that year. After that, the challenge was to dial it back in, because at the end of the movie, he stopped saying yes to everything because he realized that as long as he took advantage of the things he should, as opposed to settling, it's not saying yes to everything. It's realizing what's important in your life and putting your efforts towards those things, saying yes to those things. I think where I'm at now is where I'm tempted to say no, I think about it. And is this something that's going to be positive? I know I want to say no because I want to stay home and eat snacks and drink Mountain Dew. But it does make me think in each circumstance, is this something that's going to be positive that I should do, that's going to put myself out there in that way, or isn't it?
Right.
You have to gauge where that's at. So I'll say I dialed it back some.
Okay.
So I'm not as burnt out or streamlined into saying yes to everything. That's what I do now.
So
I'm more open to
yeah,
this.
okay. So you're saying yes is not the search for happiness.
Be open to things that are in front of you or opportunities that present, and don't just say no without thinking about it. Because if you're not enjoying your current situation, it's probably because of decisions that you're making. So if you're in that rut and you're not feeling good about things, be open to other things that present themselves.
And then something
because that may be the answer.
Something might come up from it.
Be open to it. Try a few things that you're uncomfortable with.
Right.
Put you out there. It might be embarrassing, or realize that there's a lot more for you to learn.
There's a lot of things that you put yourself into situations where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to like the outcome of this.
It could go either.
On the other side, you might have the opportunity to learn from something, from the output of what maybe it didn't go your way. Maybe it didn't go exactly the way you planned it, or
It didn't meet your
it showed like you were thinking that your mind, what it's going to be like, or your mind, and it totally went opposite direction. Like
expectations.
totally way out here.
Yep.
But on the other hand, you're like, okay, by me saying yes to this situation, I learned, A, B, and C.
Yep. Something about yourself, something about what you like or don't like. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's the way to handle life. And we get in our ruts and we kind of withdraw and say no to things. And if you at least explore that or entertain it in your mind, I feel like you can change your reality for the better and get out of that rut that you're in.
Yeah, get out of the rut. Like, okay, for this podcast, for instance, we are in a rut.
It's uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
We ain't never done this before.
Never done this.
I mean, we're good looking and we're funny.
I know.
Is it really
This
gonna
is our,
materialize?
like we talked about, this is our second thing. But I mean, literally, we have my phone
And
and
a
a
new
new microphone. Hopefully, it works. It caught everything we said for this podcast because my computer's off again. But we'll see. And the thing is like, we wanted to start doing this podcast for our well-being together.
We enjoyed being at work
Because
together.
we love being
Didn't
at work
like
together. It
being
didn't
at
feel
work.
like work. When we were at work, it was more enjoyable.
Did we have some times where he had to punch me in the face
Or you were grouchy.
or I was grouchy, you know? And why are you so grouchy? And he was the same way. He was some grouchy some days. But we
I always had a warm hug though. To bring
Yes,
me
you
up.
did. You always had a warm
It melted my heart.
always walk like this. And he loved it. And when you touch his ear.
No. Another episode.
What? Look, yeah, you did. Anyway, it's just, you know, we want to just, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what this page is about.
It's about challenging people's expectations. So if we were going to challenge our viewers right now, based off what we just talked about, what kind of challenge would we offer? I'd like to hear what is something that the viewers have watched that have changed their lives like that or caused them to make a different decision. And then what good came of that? Were you in a rut and you saw something that inspired you and then you took action and it changed your life in some way? Or do you have any questions related to what I talked about? Like he asked if burnout scenario. We talked about that, but is there any other pressing questions that you guys have in that scenario or my thoughts?
You know, I mean, here's a challenge to you guys, okay? The challenge is that what is that one no that you keep saying no to that is actually a fear of either failing or a fear of, well, what is people going to think about me?
Unhappy. What are they saying?
How is that no you are giving right now keeping you stagnant? Thank you. I was trying to find the words. It's kind of hard. That's why I wanted to guess, but you know, no, you're getting right now. And then
And if you said yes to it, like, how would
so-
that change things for you?
so call to action. Okay.
What's the risk and reward?
What is the risk and reward of that?
Yeah.
Of you saying yes to that situation?
Sorry.
Maybe you can tell us, I've been saying no to the situation, but I finally said yes to it. What was the positive outcome to that situation? Or what was the negative outcome of that?
So that's a call to action. It's like, hey, you found the no, now go do something about it and let us know how it goes.
Right.
I'm
Curious to hear about that.
Hey, we should do it this week. Let me know how it goes.
What no am I going to say?
I don't know.
I say yes to everything. My wife gets mad at me for saying yes to everything. Maybe say more no's at work. That's my problem.
Let me know how that goes this week.
Hey, are you hiring by any chance?
I think we'll need some producers in our podcast eventually.
Maybe.
We'll see. Your wife's pretty good, though.
She's very great. So, all right. I hope you guys got the positive part of saying yes to something that was maybe make yourself feel uncomfortable.
Because a lot of us do get in ruts.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
get
the
in
last
ruts.
thing you want to do is not enjoy the one life that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can change that is if you make some sort of decision to change that.
Correct.
The only thing you can control is your actions and your thoughts.
Correct. And here's the thing. We went to a Chinese restaurant and I got the fortune. My fortune said it's never too late to do what you were made to do. It's never too
I
late.
mean, I'm 47 to be there.
I'm 44 years old.
47 and retired, baby.
I'm 44. I looked at that and I was like, it's never too late to do
feel like
what
I'm
you were meant
47.
to do.
I don't
You don't look 47.
I feel like I'm a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
We got like the
And
rest
I don't
of our
feel like I'm
lives
44.
in store.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm excited about it.
I'm very excited. So next episode, okay? I mean, we got a lot of things we're rolling around in our head for next episode. A deep dive into maybe some healing we had to do after a dopamine spike or a bad decision.
Right?
We had
Those
some
things usually end up with healing.
correct.
So.
So bad decision. So we're throwing stuff out. We're rolling around in our head what we're going to be doing next.
I'm
episode.
curious to know how you feel, Josh, because there's a lot of things I fix about you. So if you fixed some of those in the past, you let me know how that went. I'll gauge your progress for you.
I appreciate that.
Always willing to be honest, Josh.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us
I'm
know.
curious to see where you change and
Right.
what your experiences are, because if one person can make their life better based off this episode, then making a jackass out of herself
Exactly.
is well worth that. Yeah, I don't mind it a bit.
Again, we're going to re-challenge the challenge, okay? What is something that you're saying no to right now that you need to say yes to? And maybe it came out in a positive way, maybe it won't come out in a positive way.
But you learn something.
But you learn something from it by saying that no. You get that dopamine hit from saying that, from turning that no into a yes. We would like to know. Put it in the comments below. Remember, subscribe to our channel.